I'm Lola. I'm going to show you today how to dress up your bed head. How to go from this to soft waves that are presentable for work or the beach or anything. First, you take your bed head. I washed it last night and I put a little mousse in so it would hold the curl, and then I shook out the moisture and just got it dry, and then I went to sleep on it. Giving it a night takes away a little bit of the frizz, makes it a little bit more pliable. It's a good idea so that you don't have to do the wash, the blow dry style all at once. If you have hair that doesn't like to hold curl, I would take a little hairspray and just give it a little spray all the way throughout before you start the curl. And then you take a 1-inch barrel curling iron, grab a section from the top. Don't use clips, just take the top section, about, depending on how much hair you have, but a good chunk of your hair. Put the curling iron in about a third down the hair shaft, clamp it, and then give it a little half turn. And then you're going to hold it for about 5 seconds. And then you release the clamp and pull it down a little bit more, about 2/3 down. Give it another little half turn, and then make sure that you get the ends before you pull it out. The trick is to give it a little twist to let it cool down in the shape that your iron just made it in. And then you move back and take one more section. Little half turn. And then make sure you get those ends in before you pull the iron out. And then I just like to leave them in their curls until I've done a whole section. And I'm going back away from my face on the top layer. This works for long hair too, you just have to do another twist or two. And then a trick I like to do is I take the bottom layer around my face and go in the opposite direction. So instead of going back off my face, I'm clamping and turning towards my face, just on the bottom layer. And pull it halfway down, give it another little turn. Make sure the ends get caught in there before you pull it out. So now I've done this whole side of my hair in 3 or 4 sections, and then I can loosely pull out the curls. And if there's any that don't quite hold or didn't quite curl enough, you can take a slightly smaller section and do the same thing. That will also give your hair a little less uniformity. It'll make it seem a little bit less contrived, taking at the end a couple little sections. Okay, so soft beachy waves as opposed to just messy bed head. So when you do the back of your head, I just turn my head and grab pieces that look straight, put the iron in, turn it over. I take large sections and then I take some small sections too. I'm still kind of wrapping back away from my face, and I'll grab sections and wrap back away from my face until I can't find any more hair on that side that's to be curled. And then I'll turn my head to this side and continue. And once I've kind of completed everything that I can see, that's when I grab a mirror, do a little spin, and make sure there aren't any pieces that I've missed. Everything there looks curly, and then I work on the next side. Same thing, but in reverse. So take a biggish section on the top, iron in, clamp away from your face, give it a turn, pull down a little bit, give it another turn. And just let it sit. Move on to the next section. great thing about this is that it doesn't have to be perfect. And if you have wavy hair especially, you can just blend in your already wavy hair and just smooth out some of the frizzy bits. Make it a little more refined if you're going to work. Or if you've got kind of flat hair that doesn't do anything, this just gives it a little texture, a little wave, make it a little bit more interesting. Now on the bottom section, I'm going to take a couple pieces and clamp and turn the opposite way. And then it's at this point that I just run my fingers through it, shake out all those really well-defined curls, and then I take a couple pieces on the top section in little smaller bits and do the same thing to give it a little bit more definition and to make those curls not quite so uniform. If you took nothing but big sections all around, it would still look nice, but it would be bigger waves and it would look a little more perfect. I'm going for a little bit messier, beachier. And there you go. To finish it afterwards, again, a little shot of hairspray. Trick to holding hairspray, keep it a good arm's length away. Messy waves.